Bridgerton Season 3 Part 2 dropped yesterday. And unfortunately, it wasn't just disappointing, but it fell completely short of kind of what they promised during the whole press tour and so on. Now, if you don't want a spoiler alert and you still want to go watch Bridgerton, then keep scrolling, okay? Because now I'm gonna like drop some spoilers. And so in essence, as of course someone in marketing and branding, I was pretty impressed by their whole PR tour that they have been doing for months now. I should also add that any of this is not to say anything about like the actors and the actresses in Bridgerton. Personally, I definitely thought that they gave it their all with what they had. Like, I was personally definitely so impressed by all of the actors, and I also think especially like there's this one scene from Luke Newton as well where he just completely tears up and it feels so natural and so kind of like deep that that's something that's so hard to do, to show so much vulnerability. So I definitely think that all of the actors, they gave it their all. Now, with that being said, if I could have a sit down talk with the showrunner, I really would love to, because I don't understand what happened, and also how Shondaland and essentially Netflix could have allowed this. To be honest, it just, because when you look at the track record from Shonda Rhimes as well, we know that she is an expert storyteller. Like, she should know what works and what doesn't. And I don't know if she just gave the new showrunner free reign to do whatever they wanted to do. I have no idea. Because basically, in my opinion, Pauline didn't have nearly enough screen time. First of all, they were the lead couple and they didn't seem like the lead couple at all. All of the other storylines were parallel in importance to sort of like the lead storyline. I didn't understand the storyline when it came to the Mondriages at all, to be honest. And they just had so much screen time too. The next thing where I was so disappointed was completely Benedict, and what they turned Benedict into. I just don't get it. I had the feeling then, like the next morning now that I woke up, that it almost felt like they had some sort of woke agenda. I'm just gonna throw it out there. That's what it felt like to me. Because, like, come on, did that really have to be the case that they turned him into a man? The next thing was when Luke and Penelope with their moms are visiting essentially like the rooms or whatever where they're gonna have the morning breakfast after their wedding. And then Luke and Penelope have an argument, and Luke is saying that, Penelope is asking him if she's still gonna marry her after he found out that she is Lady Whistledown. And then he is saying sort of like, I'm honorable, right? Of course I'm gonna marry you because we have been intimate. And I couldn't help but think the entire like next episodes, or I think there were like 2 or 1 left, about the fact that, so did that mean that he wouldn't have married her after everything they've been through if they wouldn't have been intimate, right? Would he have backed out of it? That just seemed so odd to me, with sort of the character they started to develop from him. And then we didn't see Pauline being happy at all until, I don't know, is it like 3 seconds? It definitely was shorter than when we saw Luke and not Luke and Anthony, sorry, when we saw Anthony and Kate in the season before that. And then at the end, right, they had their beautiful newlywed scene. It almost felt like a flash. I almost didn't catch it on TV, honestly. It was only a few seconds, and it made me feel so sad, because the entire time after that first intimate scene, and also with sort of the PR they have been doing and how they have been, I mean, of course the whole cast a bit, but how they have been talking up. And again, like, I know I have friends who are actors and actresses back in Hollywood, and I understand what they're telling you, and how you have to sort of perform during those PR things. But the thing is that it felt like they were talking it up so much. I was waiting for, I don't know, like I'm gonna crash like furniture kind of intimate scene, and like being really happy. And they had this one shot, this one chance, right, where Luke is kind of telling her, what am I to you, right, after they have this argument. He finds out Lady Whistledown at night. They kind of stumble into together. And then they could have, like, they were having this passionate kiss, and he hides her then from some sort of guard who's walking by. But then he just puts her in the carriage and walks off. Like, you guys, I was like, what the F is going on? I mean, they have already been intimate. Hey, this is your second shot, right? You kind of semi-made up, but maybe Luke didn't quite get over it. I don't know. I just didn't understand what the happened right there, right? Because I really felt like you could have taken it and just given us based on, I'm just saying, based on all of the PR tour and like how you were set up the expectations from the Bridgerton fans and the audience, right? You could have given us their beautiful second scene, but no, he just walks off into the night. Okay, I honestly don't know what I should say. It's definitely, I can't remember the last time, maybe Netflix and Shondaland just pretty much talked up a show so much, right? Did amazing PR and like pre-launch like marketing and whatever not, and then completely, I have to say, failed to deliver and utterly missed the mark of kind of what the audience was hoping for. And again, I have no idea what happened, that they just let that showrunner go loose and just do whatever they wanted. But it's just really, it felt really disappointing. I kind of like went to bed and I had no idea what the F I watched, to be honest, and was just pretty sad. And I feel like, especially when you have that kind of cast, you could have done so much more. And especially with like also the chemistry, right, between Nicola and Luke, the actresses, the main actresses that were supposed to be the lead actors and actresses, a lead actor and actresses, you could have done so much more, and you didn't. And I just don't understand. And I feel don't think I'm alone thinking that, as a fan of that show. Let me know in the comments what you thought, if you watched it already, and if I missed anything kind of thinking of or criticizing that show. But I'm sure there's a lot more. I didn't want to make this video too long. Anyways.